Wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand from the Caribbean. Wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand from your number one. From you ready for the competition. You not take intimidation. Woman or man, we have no one.
This is how we play the game. This is how we play. And we gon' represent and show them who we stand for. Let's turn it up and light the flame. Like a flame. If you're not here to give it all, then what you here for?
All right, it's now time to talk some cricket here on the SportsMax zone. St. Lucia Kings stand tall on the Republic Bank CPL Hill, winning a low-scoring thriller of a final against Ghana Amazon Warriors on Sunday night. Here's Gerard Morrisili with the recap.
It's rare. We are at the final of the Republic Bank CPL 2024. Huge crowd in Warrior Nation is alive and well and kicking. It is the Amazon Warriors, defending champions, against the St. Lucia Kings here in the grand final at Providence.
Thanks for the opening, Bish. I'll take it from here. Defending champions Ghana Amazon Warriors in their 7th final asked to set a target by a third-time finalist St. Lucia Kings. CPL finals are not usually high-scoring affairs, and this one was no different. The Amazon Warriors struggled throughout their innings, getting just 27 runs in the power play and losing wickets at regular intervals. Noor Ahmed did the damage with the ball for the Kings, taking 3 for 19 off his quota to top the wickets chart in the tournament with 22. Dwayne Pretorius top scored with 25, batting at number 10 to push the defending champs to 138 for 8 of their 20 overs. The Kings' run chase was in early danger when they lost 2 early wickets in Johnson Charles, their leading run scorer, and skipper Faf du Plessis for 7 and 21 respectively. Player of the match from last final, Pretorius bowled an exceptional 10th over, getting the wicket of Tim Seifert and forcing 3 LBW reviews to strengthen the hold on the Kings. Warrior Nation was sensing victory over the Kings when they managed to dry up the scoring, not conceding a boundary in 57 deliveries.
Heading into space. They're going to hustle for 2.
Pressure was mounting and the run rate started climbing to almost 10 and over, which forced coach Darren Sammy to have a talk with Roston Chase and Ara Jones.
Sending the substitute fielder in that of Johan Jeremiah with a message for Roston Chase, Aaron Jones.
That immediately caused them to switch gears in the 16th over, taking 27 runs from it.
He goes straight.
And if that wasn't enough, the very next over went for 20 to leave the score on 120 for 4, 19 runs away to St. Lucia Kings' first ever title. Chase and Jones smashed 88 together from 50 deliveries, with Jones crunching 31 runs from 9 deliveries to top score with 48. And Imran Tahir would avoid the winning run coming off Jones's bat, but could not stop St. Lucia Kings getting to their first CPL title.
Have reached the promised land. Their ultimate conquest is now achieved. They are the Republic Bank CPL champions 2024.
I'll tell you something, right? 5 days ago, Aaron Jones said to me, he's going to win me the CPL finals. I swear to God, 5 days ago. And we made one change today because I believe, when he looked at me in my eyes, I believe that.
Aaron, what was inside of you that thought that?
For me personally, I think I see myself as a match winner, to be honest with you. And I know that this first CPL title for the St. Lucia Kings is very important. And I just told the coach I'm going to raise my hand for the country.
Incredible stuff. Well, what did both captains have to say after the result?
Yeah, look, to be honest with you, I think we didn't start well with the bat and we keep losing wickets and stuff. I think we knew the dew was going to come, and I think the score was a little bit less than what we thought. And I think that was the only fault I can see in our team, but I think we've been playing fantastic cricket throughout the competition. Just tough luck really today. Things didn't go our way. There was a couple of leg befores, keep getting missed the stumps. So yeah, look, really a positive feeling about it, but I also want to congratulate St. Lucia. They played good cricket.
Yeah, the big man was good for us tonight. I mean, obviously this franchise has been looking to get that trophy for a long time. So really happy for the guys that's been here for a long time. Someone like Darren Sammy, I think it's 10 or 14 years waiting for this trophy. So a lot of the guys in this group are really proud. But look, coming here against this opposition in front of a big crowd is a difficult place to play a final. It's one of the most loudest crowds you find in the CPL. So to do it in the last 2 games where we beat them in that 1 versus 2, coming here tonight, I would have liked it a little bit easier, to be honest with you, but it was a good game of cricket, a little bit of a low-scoring thriller.
Well, the homeboy, Johnson Charles, was happy to join this title to what has been an already successful year for his country.
It means everything. I mean, this year we always said it's our year, and looking at it, everybody has been waiting for this for so long, and finally we have got it. Everybody right now, I know St. Lucia, they are having a blast. Everybody is in a sea of red, of blue, and it's all about just having fun. It's ecstatic.
All right, it's now time to get the thoughts of Nikhil Uttamchandani, who was on commentary last night. Good afternoon, Nikhil. What a win for the St. Lucia Kings. Finally, they have their first CPL title.
Hi, good afternoon, Maria. Hopefully you can hear me. Truly a phenomenal performance from the St. Lucia Kings when I think about the way that they really had their backs against the walls, when you think about 5 overs to go and they needed 66 to win. And I think it just speaks to the culture, the leadership of Faf and Darren Sammy and what they've built in that franchise for the past 5 seasons. And look, the law averages suggest that, when you keep getting there, you keep getting to the playoffs every year, there's going to be a time where you break through. And I think the way that they've gone through this season, they've been dominant pretty much from the onset. And also their scouting and their selections have been very smart as well. And in the end, ultimately they were the best team in the competition.
Yeah, and how good was Roston Chase and Aaron Jones? Because for me, there was a point, Nikhil, when I was looking at the match and I felt as if, okay, maybe this is done for when it came to St. Lucia Kings, but never say never, because Aaron Jones and Roston Chase took the responsibility, took leadership, and of course ensured that they took the St. Lucia Kings to the title.
I think, Mariah, what we learned last night is a lesson that we can all take. In pressure situations, and you hear the best in the world always talk about it. Don't panic. Andrew Russell, I think that's been his motto for the last decade. And so many people were shouting from the stand, retire him, retire Aaron Jones. He's not getting the ball away. You've got a David Beasley to come. But I think what we saw was just a very smart and controlled an approach. And also, you think about 140, they really were just one big over away. And I think both those guys knew that. They knew Moeen Ali, who's an off spinner, would have to come back and bowl for the 2 right-handers. And they just waited and seized their opportunity at the right time. It was a tough surface and tough for someone new to come in. And just talking to Jones today, he always had that at the back of his mind. And he's a slow starter traditionally. So he felt once he got acclimatized to the surface, he could have the ability to go maybe 2 or 3 sixes and over and bring the game back down to be a close run ball like they did. And I mean, the way that they flicked that switch, it was something I've never really seen before, to flick it in the space of 10 balls like that.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful year for St. Lucia, starting with Julian Alfred winning them their first Olympic medal, gold and silver. I was there for the celebrations, just a lot of joy, a lot of excitement. Earlier today, Nikhil, I was able to chat with their Minister of Sport, Kenson Casimir, and I asked him about the celebrations because, they have already set the stage when it came to Julian Alfred. This is what he had to say.
Of course, St. Lucia is on a buzz again after winning for the first time in its history the Caribbean Premier League T20 cricket competition. Of course, you'd see some of the pictures, some of the images of the celebration already commencing in St. Lucia. So what we've done as a ministry is we've had preliminary conversations, the PS, Director of Sport, with the Homecoming Committee that we had for Julian Alfred's return, with the hopes of reactivation of that committee to look at what we are going to do for Johnson Charles. The team comes home tonight on Monday, get to the Uranora International Airport on Monday night at about 9 o'clock. Coach Darren Sammy and other team members will be returning to St. Lucia to a warm welcome by ministry staff, tourism staff, including Minister of Youth, myself, and of course Minister of Tourism, Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Short ceremony But we are not going to have a motorcade tonight simply because Johnson Charles will not make that trip to St. Lucia. He's scheduled to undergo minor surgery in Jamaica, so he should be heading to Jamaica today. The expectation he will be there until the 11th, and we will decide exactly what happens from there on.
Minister of Sport there, Kenzon Casimir. Nikhil, a beautiful time to be a St. Lucian. As I said, a lot of celebrations. They're going to continue celebrating. And what did you get from the St. Lucians that were present at the final yesterday night?
I think, Maria, obviously it was a very special night for the likes of Johnson Charles, Akeem O'Geese, obviously Darren Sammy, who's been at that franchise since its inception. But what I love to see as well was the passion and the energy that the other players, the other local players like a Carrie Fair, like a Matthew Ford, have had now for this St. Lucia franchise. I think when you spent a couple of years at that one franchise and it's an environment like Darren Sammy's created here, I think they've done a really good job as to build an identity similar to the Warriors, who I think we've seen in the global identity that they have and the diaspora. But you can just see in that St. Lucian side that they've already bought into the culture. I mean, even Aaron Jones, who's come here for the first season, in St. Lucia, going around, meeting a lot of the local people, eating local delicacies. And I think all those small things play a big part in chemistry building, and it plays a big part in helping the execution and delivery under pressure like we saw last night in a crucial must-win game. And look, the celebrations were amazing, and rightfully so. Being the last team to now win a CPL, it's been a long time coming, and they've kept getting close year after year, getting to a couple of finals. But for them to finally get over the line with St. Lucians playing a big part, Johnson Charles having what I think is the best season in his CPL career, O'Geese, even though he's an emerging player, playing almost every game this year, and then obviously Darren Sammy as the head coach. It's a great day for St. Lucia, and I think a great year for St. Lucia and the St. Lucians to be inspired by.
Yeah, Nicola, I want you to comment quickly for me on something that the Prime Minister of St. Lucia mentioned, and he used the term remarkable resilience when he spoke of the way the St. Lucia Kings were able to rally themselves into a winning position in this match last night. And Captain Faf du Plessis referenced it in his post-match interview. I think it was Alex Jordan that did the interview. And he mentioned that in an atmosphere where the Ghana Amazon Warriors fans are overpowering, in moments when there is a dot ball in the St. Lucia batting or a wicket in the St. Lucia batting, because of the crowd reaction, if you aren't mentally tough, you can begin to doubt yourself and you begin to lose confidence in the moment because you feel overwhelmed based on what the pressure from the crowd is exerting on you. And Faf du Plessis' praising of his team to endure those pressure moments, I thought were some key points that he made about the St. Lucia Kings rally. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, certainly, Lance. I think, listen, that crowd, I had the privilege of working in Ghana like this year, and that crowd is something I've never really seen before. The passion that that Warrior Nation has for this side. And there was a period there where they lost, I think, 3 wickets and 3 overs when you saw the Kevin Sinclair somersault. I think that was the time where everyone thought, yeah, game over, because not many teams are able to go down like that against such a good Warriors side and, be able to come back. But I think a lot of things played in the Kings' favour. Talking to some of the guys after the game, the Drew factor did come into play. The ball was wet. So all of those things worked. But I think when it comes to the resilience you speak about, that mentality, and I do think, Sammy said he looked Aaron Jones in the eyes and wanted him to play because he had said to him that he would win the CPL. Another reason why I think he said he wanted him in the side for this game was because of his experience. I mean, you can't buy, there's no value you can put on experience of playing at a World Cup, playing on the biggest stage and performing. And I think in a big game, you saw Roston Chase, who's again been under serious scrutiny over the past years about his batting, showed you he can go up another gear, showed you he's got such a versatile batting style. And yeah, the way that two of them, there would have been so much doubt at the back of their mind, given the way that partnership was going. They were going nowhere. But the calmness, keep saying calmness, to wait for the right moment to attack. And once they got that big over, they knew it was game over. And Chase said it after he said he's lost 2 finals. He decided the mental fortitude to decide he's not going to lose a third. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant for sure, Nikhil. And also, we want to thank you for the good work that you did on the CPL coverage. We're going to wrap up this segment, Nikhil, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. And yeah, appreciate the work done during this season. And yeah, hopefully more cricket to come soon.
Yeah, so you can, of course, join our discussions. Take care, Nikhil.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
All right, so today our producer has decided to do something a bit different. So we're going to introduce you to today's Angostura Player of the Match. All right, so I'm going to assume, Lance, that this is where we do our commentary. Aaron Jones, player of the match, and rightfully so, the manner in which he was able to turn around the fortunes for the St. Lucia Kings. And for me, I have to say, when Darren Sammy sent the message, you could see he meant business. He was very, when the camera panned to him, very, very serious, speaking to the player that would have walked out with the water and back. And then all of a sudden, it's like Aaron Jones got some magic, and the sixes started coming, and I was like, what? Wait. This might be looking a bit different.
Yeah, significant that Ruston Chase was the player of the match based on the match award, but the Angostura player of the day goes to Aaron Jones because of the role that he played and the flipping of the switch, as we call it, because you are right. He was threatened with that message coming from the dugout that he would be replaced by David Visa if he didn't do something immediately, and immediately he responded. And it was tremendous.
Yeah, all right, Lance. Well, again, a special thank you to Nikhil for joining us. He's on a flight to another country. Nikhil always very, very dedicated. Break time, and we're coming back with Interactive. Yeah.
It's how we play.
Follow me then. Every man, every pitch, every pad, every beard, every wicket, every storm. And the art and soul and passion, and the culture, Caribbean blood. When people come out all nation, in a team in a unification.